Madhya Pradesh. It is heart of India in more ways than one. It is not geographically the center point. It is also a place where a confluence of different cultural influences can be witnessed, east to west, north to south. Buddhist architecture is the one which started the transition from wood to stone, and Sanchi is the prime example of that. That is the first structure of this dimension surviving in stone. It could be probably very justified to say that nothing surpasses it in the originality of the conception and the pristine beauty. All stupas to begin with were relics of a holy man. On that was put a few stones to mark a site, and then a clay covering came up. But this time the clay was encased into a beautiful structure of stone. You would say that the work started in the time of Ashoka. Work kept on till 10th century of the Common Era. So you almost have a 1100-1200 years span on which the history of Sanchi develops. Masajid is a plural of masjid. It is a cluster of beautiful mosques. It's like a symphony in architecture where lots of mosques, small and big and intermediate, create for you an effect which is a symphonic effect in terms of architecture. And that is what I think makes Tajul Masajid inspiring and brilliant in conception. Once you enter, you realize that it is a huge mosque, it is a large courtyard, and if you go there for the Eid or something for the congregation, it is mind-blowing how many people together can offer namaz. And the arches in their sheer profundity are so many that you turn anywhere you see a composition which is, you see a different pattern. It takes off on the Mughal architecture, but it has an element which is non-Mughal as well, because the Nawab Begums of Bhopal who built it were descendants of Rohilla Afghans. So you have elements of Mughal, elements of Afghan, and you do not have a hint of Bundelkhand, which was there elsewhere in Mughal architecture. So I think it is a distinct personality of its own. So one of the holy rivers of India is Narmada. And as you stand on the ramparts of the Maheshwar fort, the Narmada, the broad expanse, tranquilly flows past. So you are in the vicinity of one of the holiest rivers where the legend has it Ganga comes down and washes her sins, etc. These ghats, there are those bathing platforms down to the river which you see from the fort, and then you say, look, this reminds me a bit of Banaras, a bit of Haridwar. And it is not an accident that the Rajmata Ahilyabai Holkar, was the one who repaired the ghats in Banaras, got the ghats built in Haridwar. You walk around in the fort and you come across the Karkhana where the Rewa society weaves beautifully delicate gossamer Maheshwar sarees. It was this lady who got some weavers and settled them here, and we have a tradition of the crafts. I think what makes it special is hidden. So the city of Bhopal, the Nawabi thing was established by Dost Muhammad, an Afghan soldier who had followed in the wake of Amir Shah Abdali and so on. So the problem is that when you come to Bhopal and discover that there is a place which before Bhopal was the capital is interesting. You are discovering for yourself a hidden gem. So it is almost like a eureka moment. Bhopal is one of the places I'm really fond of. I'll tell you why. Bhopal is not the hills, but when you go there, there's Shamla Hills. So the hills are there and there are hillocks are there. You must have heard that, Tal to Bhopal, Tal Baki Sab Talaiya. But the Tal in Bhopal is almost to a child's eye of oceanic proportions. You can't see the other bank and the Seor side. There's an island, the sunsets are beautiful. So it takes you back in time and place. You also have food which is very different. You go to the TT Road, Kotwali. On one side you have Hakim, who's serving non-vegetarian fare of the Rohilla Afghan variety. You have next to him a Vaishnav Agrawal Bhojanalaya serving a thali, so garlic and lesson. So you have this, you have the Sindhis, you have the Punjabis, and you have the Malvi and the Bundelkhandi. And so where else would you get? I mean, it is a microcosm of India. So a bit of Hindu, a bit of Muslim, a bit of a Parsi who came there too.